Good morning, everybody. This is Vince with Listings to Leads, and we're going to get started in just a couple minutes here. This is our call for lenders, but please let me know if you can see my screen and hear me talking. If you could just put it in the comments panel, I'd appreciate it. We'll just give it a couple more minutes here and then we'll get started. So we'll get started here in just a minute. This is our Listings to Leads for lenders. But before we get started into that side, I do want to just start by giving you an overview of the platform in case you're not familiar. Also, as I see people logging in, let me know now, if you can, in the comments panel, are you a client now or are you not a client? And then that way I have a little bit more what to be telling you. So here on our homepage, you can scroll down and you'll see in the second panel that the left-hand panel here on the side is really a number of the ways that we help agents capture leads. On the right-hand side, we have a number of tools to help agents convert leads, right, and turn them into transactions. On the left-hand side, easy Facebook ads, marketing funnels in the shapes of listing marketing, PDF guides, and landing pages. We create tools like virtual tours and single property websites. We have a lot of social media content that we can automatically post on agents' real estate social media accounts. That way they don't have to be doing this throughout the week, right? We've got great email tools, great print tools. And if we go over and look at the right, you'll notice that we have our own email drip campaigns, which are just part of the system. We do have an additional AI text follow-up, and that's actually really relevant to today's call. I'll give you an example why in just a few minutes. And then we have PDF guides, and just all these tools can be used to help you convert the lead once you've got it. So, let's see. I see Ye here.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, I hear you. Looks like we're live. So I'm just giving an overview. So the real reason that I think before we dive into the nuts and bolts and the how-to, you definitely want to probably understand why Listings to Leads is here for lenders and title partners. And that is really to grow your business with your real estate partners out. Now, our platform, as you just went through those last couple panels, is just a whole lot of value. And so when you're looking to work with other realtors and ideally write loans for the buyers that need to buy homes through them, there are a lot of lenders making that call, calling about today's rates, calling about your awesome service. So how do you differentiate yourself in the market? And Listings to Leads is really a great way to do that because there is so much knowledge, so much value, so much automation, and so many ways to capture buyers and sellers that an agent has to pay attention to that. Thanks for getting on the call. Maybe you can give us also your perspective. You're working in the lender side. And so what's your view so far?
Yeah, Listings to Leads has created this awesome tool which allows real estate agent to really generate buyer and seller leads at a very reasonable cost. So that's the key. You can go out there. A lot of real estate agents pay $1,800 to Zillow, or they pay 25% to pay per closing. So with Listings to Leads, our buyer's lead is coming at below $5 per lead. So we have had agents, what they do is consistently over 60-day period, spending, let's say, $2,000 on Facebook lead gen and be able to do 45,000 of CGI. So the return on your ad spend is astronomical. Okay, so that's a preface. And me, I just started as a lender. So what I use is I find listings I can market for the real estate agent and for myself for two reasons. One, if you get seller leads or buyer leads, the easiest way to get is through listings. So if you can find a great listing to market in Listings to Leads and put some money behind it. Let me just say, we have the live training for how to run Facebook ads, which you guys should definitely watch that live training. It gives you an idea of how to really effectively run Facebook ads. Okay, so to that effect, if you run Facebook ads for certain real estate agents, and put some money behind it. We're saying not $35 minimum, but more like 50 to Vince, you can chime in. Okay, 50
Mhm.
to 75 a week minimum. And you get about 6, 7 leads on a daily basis. Okay. And then we have AI text follow-up and email follow-up. That just all full steam working at these leads. And I usually call them once every 3 days and just let the AI email take over. For example, just give you an example. I did a ad back in July for Just Listed. And this lady engaged with AI, but she never said, take me off this AI, whatever. Okay. So 2 months later, she didn't say a word. I tried to call her, never reconnected, whatever. And yesterday, she emailed me on a listing leads email saying, would you live close to where you work? And she said, oh, yeah, I really wanted like to live close to. And she gave me specific details as to the house she wanted to buy. 2 months into it. So what I'm saying is if you have the system in place when you run ads and you have AI and then you also have listing leads email follow-up and just let the system go, let it run, and you're gonna
Yeah.
see the results. And I've already had 3 buyers I'm working with. It's just within like 45-day period.
Yeah, let me jump in here, Yi,
Yeah,
and that's right, because one, if you're in the mastermind group, if you're a client, you're in the mastermind group, you will actually see Yi talking a lot about what she's just describing right now. So you can really learn and follow, like, this is the actual email that this person was Yi was just talking about. What I want to get to keep it very clear because listing to leads is very robust. But what E is talking about are just some particular actions that literally all of you should be taking, whether you're an agent or a loan officer helping an agent. Let's just dissect that real quick, what E is saying. And so what happens is you can put multiple agents under your account for free. You typically want to work with agents who have listings so that you can run ads because when we run ads, and that's what E is talking about, with our ad software, you're going to be able to run the ad, capture leads with name, email, and phone number, use our automated drip campaigns via email. And also, if you subscribe to it, you can use our AI text follow up. And let me tell you, the AI text follow up is converting 11% of our leads to a phone call. I'm sure if you've been in the industry for any amount of time, you are familiar with paying from leads from this company or that company or Zillow or wherever. But converting a lead is actually a lot more challenging. And our AI and our drip campaign emails are
yeah,
actually helping our clients convert. And that's really important. So let's just talk about what Yi is saying she's doing. She's getting a listing in the system. Now, we're assuming that you connected your Facebook ad account and we have instructions on that. As Yi said, there is a class specifically on that. But here I can tell with that icon, there's an open house. So if I click market listing and I go to Facebook ads, this is how easy it is to run an ad. And for all of us, for if you're in loans or if you're in title, if you're trying to write loans, you need to find buyers. That's really it. It's like you're going to convert that over. You click on Facebook and Instagram ads. You can change this. There's ways to update that. Very simply, you click that button right there, and that's going to get leads with name, email, and phone number. Now, I'm going to click on something here to show you something for your knowledge, not because you need to do this while you are running the ad yourself. But when the consumer on Facebook sees your ad and they click on it, it says, what's your time frame to buy? Would you like this guide? And then it says full name, email, and phone number. But where it says next here in blue, it says, yes, submit my info. So would you like information on open house? Yes, submit my info. And these fields that you're looking at are pre-filled from the profile of the person who clicked on it. This is what makes these Facebook ads so powerful. It's that data is accurate because everybody needs a real phone number or email in case they get locked out of Facebook and they say, we're going to text you. And more, they don't have to type it in. Facebook has already populated it there. And people are very comfortable clicking, yes, submit my info. I want that home value. I want that open house data. I want whatever you're presenting. I want it. There's my info. That's why these leads are frankly awesome. And that's why loan officers focus on agents who have listings to run those ads. And they may reach out in front of and talk to the agent, say, look, let me reach out to that potential buyer. Make sure they're qualified so that you're not driving them all over town and they can't actually buy a house. So very simple to run that. Now, over here, what Yi is talking about is under follow-ups. And if you have your own drip campaigns in your own CRM, you can actually connect your CRM, but we definitely recommend turning ours on. And I can tell you, we have a higher open rate on our emails than I think almost any other CRM company out there. We have a lot of clients A/B testing what's going on. And as you may remember, our messages are very concise. We're not writing big, long things here. And that's why people are responding like this lady responded to Yi. Was that last night, Yi? Like
Yeah.
that just happened, right?
Yeah,
So
it just happened after I initially got her lead from 2 months ago. But
yeah,
see, our AI never stops. Our
doesn't stop.
email
Yeah,
follow-up never stops either. Like
right.
AI, if we constantly engage with them for 6 months
Yeah. And
for
that's
the
the
AI.
thing is like to convert a lead, it will not take one or two phone calls.
Yeah, you
It
take
takes
8
many
touches.
more touches, right? It
Yeah,
takes many more
exactly.
touches. So we automate all that for you. But what you want to be thinking of is, hey, especially as a loan officer, if you're trying to write loans, engage agents who have listings. And right now, listings aren't moving as fast as they used to. Interest rates are high, buyers are still on the fence a bit. So if you're reaching out to agents who have listings, many times they want to get those sold. So you can just say, hey, agent, let me show you how to run an ad very quickly. It will charge their credit card on their Facebook business account. We actually have one of our clients, he'll always tell agent, hey, you run the ad for 1 week, and then I'll run an ad on the same property the following week. So they're getting more advertising, more leads, and that's just keeping the agents like motivated to keep doing this. I do want to, so let me pause there if there are any questions about this part of the process, because there's a lot more to listings to leads, but this is really what a lot of loan officers are focused on. And I want to also dissect what Yi had said earlier, because she was going fast and you may not have the context. We have a
Wait,
client.
real quick.
Yes. Yeah.
Somebody says the video is choppy, so I can't assess the
Yeah. So
quality.
let's see. How do you link with an in-house lender? What are the options? Marlene, are you an agent or are you a lender? And I don't know, sometimes the video is
Oh,
choppy,
it's
but
fine. Okay, so Marlene was saying. No,
yeah,
Marlene is an agent. She wants
yeah. So we don't really have that way of connecting to a lender. It's just if you know a lender, you can say, hey, you can talk to your lender, say, hey, why don't you go get this account? And I would love to work with you in that account. A lot of agents bring loan officers to our platform. The loan officer signs up, they add you, and then they go add 4 other agents or 15 other agents, depending on the size of the account that they choose. Okay. So I want to describe before we move on into the deeper part of the platform. Yi was quickly telling you a story of a loan officer from Canopy Mortgage who is working with 4 agents and combined those 4 agents and that one loan officer were spending about $900 a month over a 3-month period. Okay. So total about $2,800. Now that's for 5 people running multiple ads. They only focused on homes that were just listed and open house, and they were running $50 and $75 ads, even $100 ads. Okay. And I will say this, we analyze a lot of ads that go through our platform. And when clients put more than the minimum, which is $35 for 7 days, they tend to get more leads, but at a cheaper lead cost. So when you run an ad, and let's just do one real quick. We won't actually make a live, but we'll run an ad so you can see what I'm talking about. Here's an open house. At the lender side, you can decide send the lead back to me or send it to the agent. We click create. And when a home is for sale, we put a minimum budget of $35 right here for 7 days. And that means it's basically $5 a day. And the average cost of a buyer lead in the United States is $3. So if you divide 3 into 35, you would expect what, 11, 12 leads, something like that. And that's kind of what happens typically. And however, what this group was doing is they were running multiple ads every week. And so they generated 927 leads in 3 months. Okay. Which is great. And that's an amazing sort of number. But what's actually more interesting is in that same 90-day period, they got two of those leads into homes, purchased homes in that 90-day period, and have another four people already pre-qualified with a loan to go out and buy a home so that the realtors are helping them find a home. That's really where you want to be, right? And so there's a concept of, hey, I'm an agent and I'm going to run one ad and maybe see how that works. But if you are really trying to get business, you need a volume of leads. And if you're leveraging our follow-ups in email, and if you're leveraging our AI, you're going to convert those leads. So you want to strategically think, how many leads do we want every month as a loan officer or as an agent or a group? And you multiply that number by 3, which is the average lead cost for buyers. And that's how you project or pencil out what you're going to be doing for 1 to 3 months. And like he is saying, she's getting these results in 45 days. And the group I just described from Canopy, they're getting their results in 90 days, but they're dealing with way bigger group of leads, right? A lot more ad. If you're lucky and you go in and you run an ad like I'm going to do right here, you might actually get one lead out of the 12 who is like, yes, I need to talk to you right now. You would be way above the norm of online lead conversion because online leads are converted between 1 to 5%. And the 5% people are the people who are using technology like ours, like AI follow-up. Their Katie Core has this. There's a number of CRMs that have this. We have our own, and we're converting 11% of these leads to a phone call. If you have that and you have a good drip campaign, you're able to convert more leads. You're going to be at the higher end of that range. If you're doing, I think the average realtor actually calls a lead twice, and that's not really enough. If you're going to convert closer to 1 or 5, really depends on what is your conversion strategy and what kind of automated technology do you have there. Yi, did you want to say anything? I just wanted to describe that full story, what's happening with Craig.
Yeah, no, that's totally to the point. So there are two ways listings leads to work as a lender, right? One is you give this tool to the real estate agent and they will do it on their own, which we have the whole marketing suite from marketing listing all the way to just sold, right? Every status of the listing, we
Yeah.
have all the marketing tools associated with it. The only issue is realtors are not very good at follow up. So when they do marketing, half of them don't do the follow up. You may have to do the follow up for them. So that's one thing is when they get the leads, if they are running the ads, the leads go to the agents, correct this?
Yes, but they can get copied. So you can
They
set
can
it
get
up where
copied.
you're
So yeah.
copied on every lead. Yeah.
Okay. If they're savvy, they can because the system is super easy to use and we have so many tools. So the only thing is how reliable can they follow up on the leads? So you have to follow up with them or follow up for them. That's one. And then simultaneously, you can just run the listing ad yourself and take control of this whole lead conversion because you are the one that know exactly to follow, to do it the right way, and just do it consistently and don't give up.
Let's get it. And that's all about Facebook. And I want to just say that Facebook is an important but small part of the whole platform. So let's get into how you as a loan officer or as a title professional actually engage your agents, right? And you do that starting right here on the agents tab. And I want to describe, so let's say that you signed up today and you have 5 agents that you already know, and you just go over here and you click add agent, right? And it's very easy. You type in their name, maybe you put in their company, you put in their email, given user ID and password, and boom, we will send them an instant welcome. Hey, you, the loan officer, has invited that agent to Listings Lead. Sign in and set up your profile. Now, we've been working with lenders for more than 10 years like this. And I can tell you, I've literally had a conversation where somebody reaches out a couple weeks later and says, hey, I added 5 agents and I put them in and only 2 people logged in, right? And I said, yeah, that kind of makes sense because we're all getting 200 emails a day. 2 logged in, and guess what? One of those agents that logged in is probably going to forget what this is about in about another 2 weeks. And that's why I don't really recommend to agents to just throw out an invite without calling them and telling them what they have. And also without being there to make sure they've gone through the setup wizard. When you log in, there's a whole thing that pulls in your picture, your logo. It connects all your social media. It connects your Facebook ad account, puts all your colors in there, all your branding, and starts pulling your listings in. If you can walk the agent through that, or make sure that they do that, the system just starts amazing the agents. And that's really where you want to be as a partner. You want to be really impressing them with the technology that they've brought. So when we're on this agents page, you have some tools here, right here, to let other agents know you can have a free account. You could say, hey, you know what? I want to let realtors know in my area that I can give them a free seat. Boom, I'm just going to run an ad and this will just go out. Now you can't actually target realtors. You're just hitting the area. You can share it for free on your social media accounts. We actually can auto post that for you, right? And if you have a list, an email list of agents, we actually create an e-flyer for you that you can send to them, and it's going to offer them a free account. If you happen to be walking into offices, we have a print flyer with the same thing. Okay. So if you're going to have an account with us, you should probably have some of these flyers just sitting here waiting for you in your briefcase so that as you meet somebody, hey, you know what? I've got this great marketing system. If you need more buyers, if you need more listings, let me give you a free seat. That all is driving to this landing page here. And that's another place to sign up. And we even create a listing presentation, not a listing presentation, but a presentation of listings to leads for you. So let's say you're going to go do a lunch and learn, or you're talking to a group of agents. You can just tell them, hey, you can just click through this and it explains what we do at a high level with a lot of screenshots. So it's visible and they can see what's going on. And this is to help you engage and get the agents in there. And I do want to say this. So every loan officer who signs up, I speak to, I reach out to you, right? You may not take my calls, you may not open my email, but everyone I talk to, I'm always telling them, hey, for those first few agents that you sign up and put in the system, book a call with all 3 of us and let's do the setup together so that it's all set up, because at that point, they can start running ads. They can start using tools to get more listings. And you, the loan officer or the title professional, you're now you've got that agent in a great system that's going to start working for them. And so just know that this is where you add agents, but just throwing an email out there and hoping that's going to change your world, that would be optimistic. I do want to say one other thing. You see this little garbage can over here? I had a lot of conversations with lenders where they say, God, I've been helping this agent for months. We've been doing this and that and all these other cool things. And she's still giving her loans to some other officer, right? Some other loan officer. That's just reality. And so I said, hit that button, get them out of there and get an agent who's going to work with you. So that's a little bit of how you manage and invite agents into the system. I do want to point out, I want to get into more of the platform, not just the Facebook side. But before we go into that, I always want to point everybody out to this marketing calendar, because over here on resources, if you're a client, you should be on our YouTube channel learning what we do. We do live training. Every class we're doing, including this one, is on this page right here. Okay. And if you scan the first few rows and watch these videos, we have up-to-date feedback from our clients pretty much 5 days a week that you're learning. We have new tools hitting the system at least once a month. So checking out what we're doing either on this page or on the live page, or if you like short videos, Scott does these 1-minute videos. They're awesome. You can just get bite-sized pieces of things that are working right now. And so the YouTube channel is invaluable. Also, our mastermind group over here is a private group where Scott, Ye, and I share things, but also our clients. This is a loan officer right here asking a question to all of our private group on Facebook. If you're a client or if you're inviting agents and their clients, get them into these resources. Okay. So all that being said, there is more to listings to leads than Facebook ads. Okay. There's heavy, solid listing marketing. And right now, listings are sitting longer than they used to. The interest rate, they're slowing down transactions. And we have a lot of agents coming to us saying, hey, I need help selling these. The first thing we would certainly say is, hey, run an ad on Facebook. And just so you know, just since we're talking, I want to show you this. Like, there are a lot of states where inventory is building up. Okay. So if we click on Facebook and Instagram, we can actually do something that seems technically hard and it's incredibly easy. Let's say that you're working with agents down in Arizona or Texas or Florida. They know that if they were able to market in New York or Chicago, that they would have some good results. That's how you do it right there. Okay. Now, as Yi said, I did a call yesterday on Facebook ad and go in depth there. Right. So definitely you do need to know it's right here, Facebook ad strategy right here, 22 hours ago. But that's a key thing. There's more to know about Facebook, but that's kind of it. There's another thing here that's incredibly important called the nearby homeowner letter. This is our number one tool for getting high quality listing leads. You can use express copy. They will mail it in a 1 or 2 or 3 mile radius. And they will only mail it to people who have owned their homes, single family homes for more than 6 years. That means they have equity. So I'm going to open up this letter right now and show you why this letter is so valuable. Basically, it says, hey, well, in this case, we got an open house, but a lot of our clients will mail 100 of these out when they have something just listed and another 100 out when they have something just sold. Now here, Yi is mentioned twice because she's an agent and she's a loan officer in this account. But actually, typically you'd have the agent branded here and you as a loan officer branded here. And it says, hey, there's an open house. Go check it out. That affects your home value. Get your free home value. All of this is auto-generated. Getting this into the market to people with equity is very smart. And that company right there will do it for you in just a couple of clicks. Now, we do create single property websites. We do create virtual tours. We do put the virtual tour on YouTube. We share their listings to all of their socials that they connect, and we put landing pages behind it. We have a really awesome open house marketing system, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But there's 3 things going on in listings to leads right now that everybody should know. And that is that our open house marketing is getting more listings for our clients and more buyers than almost everything else in the platform. Our Facebook ads are getting just a lot of leads with name, email, and phone number. And we have this incredibly powerful listing presentation. So I'll show you that in a moment. But I would definitely watch. Scott does a call. I don't think he did it this week, but it does call it open house marketing. Over here, if you look for Brian, you did a call with Brian Mathewson it's been about a month or so. Look up Brian here. There's an awesome call on open house marketing, or you can email me because I have that call saved in my email. But our open house marketing it's actually helping our clients, 1, get the home sold, and 2, get more listings in that neighborhood. So you want to really go find what it is that we're doing there, right? Also, outside of listings, what if you're talking to an agent that doesn't have listings at that moment? First of all, we'd say go borrow one from your colleagues or go borrow one from your office and borrow listings that are in your number 1 farm market where you want to start farming, right? But if you don't want to do that or you can't for whatever reason, you have 80 PDF guides branded to every agent. Okay. Every page, they're all 5 or 6 pages long. 40 of them are for buyers, 40 of them are for sellers. You as a loan officer have another additional 11 kind of on big loan discussions, right? So if you want to market these yourself without even engaging an agent, just click marketing tools and you
Yeah.
can go, we just, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Dee.
No, yeah, keep going. We
Yeah.
just
So,
run an ad, price reduced homes generating great results.
oh, really?
Yeah, for
Okay. And
buyers.
that was for a particular listing, right?
No, it's just a price reduced landing page.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I wanna mention that.
Yeah. So when we click, whether we're clicking on a landing page or if we click on a PDF guide, you have these marketing things, right? You can run an ad on Facebook. You can run an ad on Google. You could share for free to social media. We give you an e-flyer for your database. So if you're an agent who has hundreds or thousands of leads in your CRM, copy this and blast it out because if they click on that link or that, we're dropping them on a place where we can capture them as a lead. So these capture leads for you. Okay. And then again, there are print flyers, postcards, and door hangers. And there's actual really compelling reasons to use all of these. But like I was saying, we have listing marketing, we have PDF guides. You can create landing pages. You can create landing pages for instant home value, landing pages to engage FISBOs, landing pages to engage expired. And each agent can create their own landing pages, right? So it's unlimited. You might have a number of reasons. And I know a lot of loan officers, they'll do like a first time home buyer class with their agent partners, and they create a custom landing page to invite people to it, and they run ads on it. And then this one here, I want to look at this because it looks like you might have customized it. Yeah, you did. Okay, cool. So this is a kind of a get pre-qualified worksheet. Okay. Every agent that's inside your lender account has this, and it's co-branded to them and to you. And you want to make sure that your agents have this, because when they're talking to people, potential buyers, because, hey, you know what? Why don't you go through this little pre-qualification? We don't need to do a credit check, but it just helps you pencil out what you think you can give them, right? It starts the financing conversation. This is waiting inside of every agent's account, ready to go. Okay. Now, if you want to create other landing pages, just click create landing page. You can create them for FISBOs here, for expireds. You could do empty nesters if you want, right? All kinds of landing pages that are just pre-designed. You just click which one you want, type in the name of the city, and click create page, and it will create that. So there's even more to the system, but I think that's enough to understand that there's a lot of power and a lot of technology that you are providing, and a lot of value that you're providing to your real estate partners. Okay. But I want to dial it all back in because, like I said, I talk to a lot of lenders, and they realize, like, the senior lenders, and when I say senior, people who have been in it for 20 years, they realize, like, hey, you know what? I go through and try to do the heavy lifting of getting these agents to understand listings to leads. That's not a great use of my time, right? However, if I talk to agents, they say, hey, I'm going to help you get more buyers. I'm going to get your listings in here, and together we're going to run ads and get a bunch of leads and convert them. That is straight. And that's where we started the call, right? That's where a lot of loan officers realize, like, I want to concentrate there. When we talk about, we mentioned the story of Craig from Canopy Mortgage, who combined ran $2,800. I was talking to Craig almost every week for about 4 months, as he's like, hey, how do I do this over here? And how do we do that? And he was learning all the system and trying to get the agents. And then finally around January, he realized, look, if I just concentrate on what you guys are saying on Facebook and use your AI, I think that's better. And that's exactly where he landed. So the short story is a ton of value that you're bringing to the table. Though, if you want to just get actionable leads, concentrate on agents that have listings, run ads consistently, run a couple of ads every week, spend $100, $150 in total every week, you're going to have more than 100 leads with name, email, and phone number every month if you're doing that. Any questions? Get pre-qualified as an agent? No, as an agent, you don't have that, Marlene. Yeah. That's only available if you are an agent underneath a lender's account. Okay. Sorry. And let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So I mentioned earlier that we have a listing presentation that I talk to agents every week, and I ask them, do you have a listing presentation coming up? And they say, if they say yes, I say, you can actually create a custom one of these for your homeowner. This is actually, I guess it's generic, but this listing presentation in its generic form is still helping clients win every presentation they're on. Okay. And probably every week I talk to 2 agents that go out on listing presentations. They create this for the specific home, and it is closing the deal. So how you get your listing leads, maybe you're using our tools, maybe you're running sold ads and you're getting listing leads. Maybe you're mailing out the nearby homeowner letter into the neighborhood where you currently have a listing. However you get a listing lead, at some point you engage it until they're ready to meet you. And that's where you go here. And that's when you go to this page and you manually add a listing. And I won't go through it all, but I'll show you what's going to happen. And when you click that button, we're logged in as a loan officer. So we need to assign the listing to an agent. But here's where it's important. This drop down, you change it to listing presentation and you put in, the name of the homeowner, right? And put in a headline like beautiful home in Tampa, put the address, beautiful home in Tampa, save and add one photograph. And that will create a listing presentation with that person's home throughout the presentation. And hopefully when we go back to the main page here, we'll see that the one that we were trying to generate should be ready here in a moment. This listing presentation, just by flipping through it, is closing every meeting that our clients have been going in for 2 months, like every week this is happening. So I want to one second. Let me just finish this sentence.
Yeah.
I want all of you to know, as you're bringing value to your real estate partners, our open house marketing is getting them more listings. Our listing presentation is closing more listings, and our ads are getting actionable leads, our Facebook ads. So Yi, what do you want to say there?
No, just to that point, to maybe have a awesome conversation when you set up appointment with a realtor, maybe bring a copy of the listing presentation, like for one of their
Yes.
homes, and show it to them. Bound
Yeah.
and say, "Hey, this is the system I got. Look at how amazing this thing look
Yeah.
to help you sell your home." Just an
Yeah.
idea.
And this one here, it's already sitting in your account, but it's more branded to you as the agent. You know, I'll open it here so we can see it a little bit fuller. We give you a print version. So if you're actually meeting a homeowner, you print one version, you leave it behind, but you go through this presentation. I'm going to buzz through it pretty quickly because this is what we do automatically. But you see these photos here. When you put in a photo of the homeowner's home, it replaces all these photos. They just see their home. You say, hey, this is what your home's going to look like on social media. Here's what it'll look like on YouTube. Here's what it's going to look like on my print marketing and my nearby homeowner letter. So it's walking through what we are doing automatically for agents. I want to bring you to the page that is closing the deal. It is this page right here. When you get to this page as a realtor, just say, hey, while we're sitting here at the kitchen table, why don't you, homeowner, take a picture of that QR code? And while you're on the phone here or on this meeting, you can do that. This home will pop up on their phone. That, honestly, we get a lot of feedback, is actually what's stopping the conversation right there. People realize you are a way better marketer than the average realtor, because the first pages were saying, hey, I've got you all over social media. I have print, I have email, I have QR codes and text codes, and I am totally mobile optimized. Most agents can't tell you this story, right? So make sure you get this into, and I think that's a great idea that Yi is saying, is like, show that to people, like have that open and be able to walk, like, this is what the system's going to do. Don't forget, there are resources over here on the agents tab, like the flyer and the outlines of things to get the story out. But this is it's a
It's like a
showstopper.
no-brainer. Right.
Yeah. So what more do you have to say? Because for me, that's kind of it. There's actually more tools in the system, but you, I think, as a title professional or a loan officer, need to have some highlights and understand how the system works and how effective it is. We could keep going down on pages here, and there's cool things here, and there's all kinds of great stuff. But the real story is unlock the value by getting on our live calls or watching these recorded calls right here, because we have had so many clients move, like, double and triple their business over the years. Okay. With us. Yeah. We have an agent here. Yeah. This guy right here is in the mastermind group. We sold their office 8 years ago. This gentleman was a rookie, had been a realtor for 2 years. Dustin. He now has his own team of 24 agents and has been just crushing it with our system for many years. And last year wrote a book on real estate marketing. You want to learn some new techniques, he's got a book. You can buy it on Amazon. The only reason that this guy, when I signed their office, they had 300 agents. I did not know Dustin, but he got into the system. He took our classes. He learned how to use our platform. He went from being a manager at Office Depot with 2 years experience to having his own team of 24 agents. You can all do that. That's the kind of value you're bringing to your real estate partner. Let us know how we can help you. I'm here. You can find my contact information, Vince at Listings to Lead. If you're pulling in new agents, you want walkthroughs on how to do that together, I'm happy to do that. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, I was talking to a couple lenders. I think one of the things which is very important is make sure your Facebook is connected, your Facebook is active. A lot of them don't even have a credit card associated with their Facebook ad manager, so you can't run ads. They were like, "Why is I can't why is my ads not working?" Because you don't even have a live ad account. So
Yeah.
make sure you walk through all that, just it's all connected properly, because otherwise it's just not gonna work. You
Yeah.
know,
I'm going to
'cause
show you,
people go there, and I understand that. You go in there, you try to run ads, like, twice it failed, you just give up. But it's actually on your side, you need to make sure the Facebook Ad Manager is set properly, it's connected properly.
you know what? It's funny. If you go in the mastermind group, I think I saw a post by Chad, and let's see if he's in here, who is a new loan officer client, and he's asking some questions about conversion. But Chad said something. I was on a call with him and one of his new agents this week, and he's like, "Look, if you're having problems, because the agent that he was working with had problems with his account, his Facebook account, right?"
Yeah,
And he said,
yeah.
"Just go over to Fiverr and type in Facebook account, not create, but like locked or restricted, right?" And he said,
Mm,
"There are people for $20
they'll get it
who
and
will
restrict.
just fix it." Like, which I was like, wow, because I actually get in the phone. Yeah, we actually pointed to this guy right here, right? Like, we know about Facebook ads and our support team knows a little bit, but we do not know it as well as these guys. So if you have got your Facebook account restricted or blocked it or something wrong, you can reach out to us. Sometimes I'll get on the phone and boom, you're good. You can
Go
go.
get it done.
Right? But if it's really like locked up and maybe got hacked in the past, this can be really a helpful resource. But yeah, Yi is totally right. For actionable leads, every agent has more than 200 tools in here that capture leads, but nothing captures a name, email, and phone number as
My Facebook
efficiently
does.
as a Facebook. And
Yeah,
if you're trying to close business, you need a name, email, and phone number. And it doesn't matter what kind of landing pages you're creating or print flyers, you're not going to be getting a name, email, and phone number as easily as a Facebook. That's just the reality of how it works. So
yeah,
it's important.
yeah. And also one more thing, just make sure the lead routing for if you have a CRM system already, in use, make sure it's leads is routed to your CRM.
When you sign up, now, actually, if you sign up as a loan officer, you're going to be dropped through a wizard. But also, when the agent logs in for the first time, they're going to be dropped on a page where it's like, put your picture in here, put your logo in here. And it's a wizard that connects all their social media. It also helps them connect their CRM. And so we have multiple
Mhm.
APIs from many of the leading CRM companies. So you just follow the steps on the one that you're working with, and that's how that kind of works. We were talking earlier about our follow-ups. Our follow-ups are over here, and you can turn them on. And I will say this, like, there are a lot of great companies out there on this list, but I know some of the top CRMs that you can recognize here, we have higher open rates than those CRM. Our
Yeah.
emails get in the inbox. They don't get stuck in spam. They get opened. And just like you was saying earlier, she captured a lead probably 2 months ago. It's responding to one of
The
the
email.
automated
Yeah.
email weeks and weeks later. The way we write it, I think it's conversational. In these things, we don't make it to where we know people don't want to read a big old thing. That's why that lady responded to a couple lines in one automated message. That's
Exactly.
why this thing works. Yes. So Marlene, you need to route to KB Core. How do you do that? I think, didn't KB Core change their name to Bull Trail? Is that the one? I think it is. And the
Yeah.
instructions on how to connect it are right here. Okay. So when you go to CRM, if you go to your profile, you go to CRM integration, Bull Trail, it used to be KB Core. We should actually put KB Core there. And then this shows you how to find the key to do that. Yeah, it is Bull Trail. Yes. and they're a great company. I'm pretty sure we have a higher open rate than KV Core. I know we have a higher often open rate than Lofty too. Actually, one of the national trainers from KV Core is a client of ours, and he was A/B testing our drip campaigns, and he's like, "Yeah, you guys have a higher open rate than us," and that's
Yeah.
great. You can do whatever you want to do, but make sure a lot of agents get excited about the volume of leads and how easy it is to capture leads with us. And that's cool. But it's when you convert the lead into a transaction when it gets real cool. And that's where drip campaigns and AI text can really help shorten that cycle. So whether you're using ours or you're using another company's, focus on Facebook leads because you're getting with using our software, get leads with name, email, and phone number, and let these kinds of technologies get those to a phone call.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
go ahead. Yeah, the goal is not like don't get distracted. Oh, I only get like people get frustrated because they only get one lead, two lead a day, or then they get this commission breath. They're just nervous. Then they just get total salesy, pounding at that lead because you only have one lead, two lead. The goal is to get a bigger pot, and the number is just gonna work itself out. At the end of the day, just
Let
that.
me, yeah, let me speak to the numbers one more time. So if, first of all, when we create a Facebook ad, you create an ad on a listing. It could be open house. It could be just listed. It could be sold. If it's later stage, it's going to get seller leads. If it's early stage, it's going to get buyers. We really are, our clients are really focusing on the buyer side because what we know, which is there are a number of homeowners that are actually responding to your homes that are for sale because they're doing their own research and I want to see that home is in my town. I want to see what it's worth. So they click on it. And then our lead capture and our follow-up will start to dig out, are they actually a homeowner? And that's why it's so valuable to be running these early stage ads. These leads, when you run an ad on a home that's for sale, the average cost of the lead is $3. Okay. So if you're spending $300 a month on Facebook buyer leads, right? Homes that are for sale, you're going to wind up with 100 leads a month. You should be texting them and like Ye, calling them every 3 days, right? And using AI text follow up. We have it. If you have it, or if you don't mind, you're going to need to text a lead probably 10 to 20 times until they're ready to talk to you. So if you generate 100 leads and you need to text them at least 10 times each, that's 1,000 texts. I'm sure you have work to do. That's why you want to leverage technology, whether it's ours or KB Core's or anywhere, to generate leads with phone numbers. Use our software to do that. It's easy. It's 2 clicks. Find a way to convert them. We have drip campaigns that will work them. We have AI text that will work them. We're converting 11% of our leads to phone calls. I'm pretty sure you guys are all awesome on the phone, right? So that's what you want to do. That's the kind of machine you need to build. Now,
Yeah.
I will point out, you can run ads on landing pages and on PDF guides, and those leads cost more. Okay. And
Yeah.
so if you're looking at your budget, you want 100 leads. If you run 100 leads on landing pages with landing pages for buyers, okay, there are 40. So you actually have lots of opportunities to do those. Those leads are going to cost you between $7 and $10 each. If you run an ad on an open house, you might be getting leads for the average cost of $3. So your money goes further if you focus on listings. And by the way, we didn't mention it, but if the agent doesn't have their own listings, if
They
they
can borrow
certainly have
one.
to ask, they can borrow them and run ads on those. So you do that
Yeah.
right here. You click grab listing, it'll pull the listing with the photos. All the marketing is set up for them, and they can boom, boom, run an ad in a couple clicks and start getting leads and name email phone number.
Yeah.
Do I
And
need to set up the drip campaigns? No, Marlene.
it's on
Yes.
this.
No. It's yeah. So we go over here to follow-ups. So if you have an account, and Ye's account's kind of messy, it's kind of, there's usually 2, buyer and seller. And you just turn it on right here. Bang. That's it. Save. That's how you turn it on. We've written it all. You don't have to like go and manage it or write it yourself. It's done. And
Okay. Yeah.
so we're on follow-ups. You had the seller one turned off. You had the buyer one turned on. And that lady in the mastermind group is the one who she's responding to this. Right.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. You can turn off the
And
seller. I don't
notice,
have seller one.
but it won't go anywhere. unless somebody in your marketing tools could end up a seller lead because we're always going to ask that affects your home value. So I would leave it on. But I want to point this out. Ye is running ads, has been for a few months. Her open rate is 34%, 33.89. That's
It's
really pretty
phenomenal.
awesome.
It really is
Yeah, no,
phenomenal.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
It's worthwhile, even especially if you're an agent. And there are a lot of agents, they might be paying for KV Core and they never configured it. Or maybe you have a drip campaign and it's not really making your phone ring. You're just dripping. I would tell you, go turn ours on for like 6 months and see what goes on. And then add our text follow-up as well, and you will start converting leads much quicker. That's my story, guys. Any more thoughts on that?
Story. It's a great story. Yeah, just keep
Yeah.
at it and don't give up. It's a great system. I see it work. I see Craig Johnson making great money off
Yeah.
it, off a $2,000 budget, and has helped
Yeah.
realtor close 2 transactions, right? So I'm sending real estate agent buyer lead that's ready to go. That's something that they're gonna get so excited about. And just other things where you can make
Yeah.
yourself introducing more real estate agents. Just go to their association meetings, marketing meetings, go to some social events, just kind of go out there a little bit more, right? And bring some of these 100 point marketing plan with you, bring that listing presentation with you that would just strengthen your results. And if you have great story for some of the listing ads that you've done and show how many compressions you've had, the clicks throughs, and cost per lead, cost per lead, you can show that to the agency. This is what I've done. And that would just make your story even more stronger.
Yeah. Marlene's asking a question of 2000 a month. In the story that we're talking about with Craig from Canopy, they spent 2,800 over 3 months. So about 900 a month. But that's 5 people. That's 1 loan officer and 4 agents. We definitely recommend that agents are spending somewhere between 4 and 600 a month on Facebook ads. And if you do 400, that means you're doing $100 an ad, $100 ads every week. That is easy to do if you're doing two $50 ads. So if you've got an open house and you have something just listed, and let me remind you, like I mentioned it earlier, one of the strongest strategies working right now for our clients is hosting 2 open houses or 4 open houses every weekend. So even if you don't have your open house, you could go talk to your office and say, hey, who needs me to do an open house this week? Pull in the listing, run a couple of ads on Tuesday. You're going to have those ads will be seen by probably 2 ads combined will be seen by probably 3,000 to 4,000 people in 1 week. Okay. And you will have, if you spend $50 on each one, about 35 leads with name, email, and phone number, right? You can start texting those leads. You can say, hey, you know what? They will know what time the open house is because that's what they get when they give you their information. So I think really thinking of a budget of like 500 a month for the average agent. If you have 2 or 3 or even 5 listings, you already know you need to be running more ads in that because you need to have probably 3 ads running. You don't have to run them on every property every week, but just rotate so that your brand is getting out there. Each ad's being seen by 2,000 to 3,000 people. You're capturing leads and name, email, and phone number with each ad. Great for your branding and great for lead capture.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you don't have to do everything, just work towards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like this, there's so many different tools in our system. Just pick a few because you don't have to be doing everything. Just a few that's going to get you the most results and most ROIs.
Yeah.
It just
If
makes it.
you, yeah. And my email is Vince at listings to leads. If you want our open house marketing
Yeah.
system, email me because I have it in one email. It's got the call with Brian. It's got our open house blog post, which has a lot of tools that you can use. And you want to have a robust marketing system because our system is going to help you get more listings as well as buyers. So I would say focus on two ads a week, focus on 2 open houses every week. You will have transactions starting. So that's the
Yeah.
story.
There are a lot of your real estate agents who spend thousands of dollars on a shiny object, thinking it's going to bring them tremendous results. And this guy, Gordon Day, he
Yeah.
had to, he cut out $4,000 worth of different crazy software marketing tools. Okay, he focused on was listings to leads and high level. That's it. Like one lead gen and one CRM.
Yeah.
And that he saved $4,000. He put all that money and half that money into the ad budget. He is at the beginning of the year who's thinking about quitting real estate because it sucked. And I don't blame him. A lot of the real estate agent just feeling that pressure, can't close. The listing is on the market for 89 days. There's nothing like just there's no other deal going on. They're stressed out. And meanwhile, they're still spending $3,000, $4,000 on stupid stuff that doesn't do anything. But you
Yeah.
spend half of that into your ad budget, you're going to do so much better. Like get rid of all that. Then you don't have to worry about all the integration, all the learning curve. Because part
Mhm.
of things when you have so many marketing software, you don't even know how each interact. And just to make sure it works is like time consuming. And
Yeah.
on top of that, they just don't do anything.
Yeah. Yi, thanks for joining the call
Well,
here. And I don't see any other questions. Marlene landed on it. Yeah, 500 a month is a good monthly budget.
yeah.
Check out the class here. I think I recorded it yesterday. Facebook ad strategies, this one right here. I go into a lot of depth. There were a lot of people on that call. There were a lot of questions and a lot of helpful answers. I think it's really valuable for everybody to check that one out. Thanks everybody for being here.
All right.
This call
So
is
much.
being recorded and it will be on this page probably by tomorrow.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you guys. See you guys on the, have a great weekend almost.
Yeah. Bye
Yeah.
everybody.
All right. Thanks, Vince. Okay.